Yeah, I fish with a chubby all the time.
Wading deep where the river bends, lines cast out like a whispered friend. Sunrise hits the mountain's jaw, breath freezes quick, ain't no time to thaw. Hooked on the wild, hooked on the free, fly rod dancing like it's part of me. Duck calls echo through the morning haze, Rocky Mountain blood runs through my veins. Feathers fall where the geese once soared.
I wonder if it's this. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday, football day. Got a lot of good stuff going on. Figured I'd start the day off as usual, tying some flies for you guys. Done several patterns so far. I think they've all been subsurface, so let's hop up on top of the water. I figured I'd do a Chubby Chernobyl today, aka the Chubby, the Chubster. You'll hear guys out on the river say, "Oh, they're hitting chubbies today. Oh, I caught it on a chub. Oh, he'll eat a chubby." It's pretty much a grasshopper pattern, some other adult insect stages, but it sits on top really nice and high. You put some floating on that thing and it'll be going up there for days. That being said, 50 fish don't eat it. I love this fly. It's a great indicator for my clients. If I'm running like, any pats or anything like that under some kind of bead head pheasant tail, they can see that strike really well. So yeah, let's hop right into this thing. Let me go ahead and get into it and I'll show you guys a new fly. All right, y'all, let's get started with this. We got a dry fly hook Umpqua, size 10. I will go size 12 and size 14 occasionally if I'm going to get some smaller ones. 14s are really good if you want to go up in like the park or something. You got to like Smoky Mountain National Park, Rocky Mountain National Park, something like that where it's smaller and you want a really good attractive pattern. That's where you're rolling with the 14s and the 16s. But cool. Let's do a size 10. So what we're going to start out with some black thread. Go ahead and lock that down up front. Get some of this out of my way. I'm a mess, here to tell you. I don't know why. Usually I keep a pretty neat and clean area. So let's go ahead and bump this thread back to the back of the hook. Cover up as much metal as you can. You take your time, everything looks a little bit better. I tend to rush things and causes me a little bit more of a headache, but it's just me. I like making stuff harder on myself. All right, let's get this chub looking good. So what you want to do is take about 10 fibers, 10 to 12 fibers. Lock them in. You don't want to be too long, so I like to kind of look at where I'm at with the shank of the hook. Make sure you pick out some fibers that are all like the same length. That way it doesn't kind of look all scrunched up and weird on you. Boom, there we go. Perfect. So we're going to go eye the hook back, cut that, lock her on in. About right here. That looks like poo. Let's go ahead and tie this in. Doesn't want to go to lay down for me. That time it will. See, sometimes you struggle, sometimes you don't. It just depends. It's early in the morning too for me, so I'm just like, woo. This is my wake up. So I plan on having problems with my ties just because it's so early. But that's how I get my brain going. I work through it. All right, so I don't need too much dubbing. This is where we're going to start our body. You're just going to spin it on your thread. You don't need a lot. I may have too much there, to be honest with you, because we're just doing like almost like a small BB sized ball on the back end of this fly, the very back of it. So we're going to go right up to the tip of the thread, and you're going to wrap over right where that hook caught it, right where that flashing meets the body is where you want to lock this in. Here, watch your hook. It'll drag your dubbing off your thread, as you can see. So there's our ball. Boom. Just a little ball. That's going to act as the back end of that fly. Bump our tail body up just a hair. Okay, so for time saving sakes, I've already pre-cut this foam. We are using a black 3mm foam body. I've already cut it. And we're going to lay that down on top. We're going to come right over the top of it. And then when you cinch this down, you really want to crank it. If you don't, it's going to slide and move around all over the place on you. Now, once you get that first wrap in, jump about 1/4 inches in front and pull down tight. You see that little bubble it made in front, in between them? You're just going to cross wrap that until it pretty much just blends in with the hook almost. It's not going to be quite the same size, but it's going to really shrink wrap down with that hook. Okay, from here, now we are going to go ahead and do our Neer hair. Neer, N-E-E-R, not deer, Neer. So we're going to take our Neer hair, and just about the shank of the hook is where I kind of start my wrap on it. You don't want it to be too long. You're going to trim it all anyways with one big cut, so it really doesn't matter. But keep this on top. This has to stay on top. Has to. Once you get it there, wrap it all the way forward to your foam where it almost splits back out from your wrap. Bend it back, and then wrap it on down again. From here, we're going to do our legs. Now, the reason I said wrap it all the way forward to, let me use something I can point with, this little curve in the foam. Let's see if I can turn it where you can see it. See that curve? You want to wrap your thread all the way forward before you bend it back. The reason is, you guys see that little bulge, that little buildup? If you wait to wrap it too far back, that bulge is going to be further back, and your thread's going to slip in between the foam and that white little bubble that just popped up. So that's very imperative. It's something I found that'll help you guys, especially newbies. I am no like fly tying expert. I don't even pretend to be. I learned from my homies out in Colorado. Shout out to Colt McLaren. Follow him, guys, over on his Instagram. Colt as the Rockies. That's my homie. That's my brother out west. Miss him dearly. Can't wait to get back out there and see him and fish with him. Got a lot of guys out there. Ben Stevens, Ben Little. Shoot, man, I go on for days. Ryan Hine. What's up, fella? Caleb, even though you're out in Michigan. Hunter, he's off doing his, I think he's trying to be like a pediatrician or something. He's doing something with his life other than fly fishing. Great for him. I love it, but I can't wait to see all these guys again. Old Matt Schaefer. Looking forward to it. Those guys taught me how to tie. They're really good at it. That's really where I took mine to the next level, was kind of watching them, not really like getting taught, but just watching and learning and seeing, their technique on how they handle certain situations when they're tying is really all that's done it. You watch a lot of videos, man, not just mine. Watch a lot of folks' videos. You kind of purge different ways to tie flies. You'll start to blend them, in other words. All right, so let's get back to tying, guys. We're gonna lock our body in. We're gonna go ahead and put some more dubbing. Now, other than like the back end back here, you're gonna put a lot more dubbing on this section because you've got to go a lot further. So what I like to do is use my rotary here. That way I can get an even wrap. Now, watch your legs as well, because your legs will tend to start to migrate on you. They like to move around. But once you get past those, flip this body up and pull yourself some wraps on up. Go ahead and get on up and get that cinched in. You want to go about 1/4 inch, leave yourself about 1/4 inch on the between the dubbing and the eye. Once you've done this, fold that flap down, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did back here up front. All we're going to do is bring one wrap over. I like to hold my foam on top and grab your thread, really lock down on that spool. That way you get a good bulge body. Give it a few wraps, lock her in. And then what'll help you with your head is if you take this, fold it up, do a few more wraps up front, about 1/4 inch, go over the top. Once you get that line even, you can kind of see the line that it's drawn. Pull your head back up, hold it, and same thing you did with the back, with the body. And then hold it and get yourself another 2 wraps. Do that, and then you see that really pretty bubble we have? We're gonna cross it, boom, boom, and go over the top and just wrap her on in. It doesn't have to look pretty right now. This is not when the fly is gonna look good. This is when you're gonna be like, oh man, this thing's looking like, you know, boo-boo. No, it's not, it's good. All right, from here, same thing we did with the Neer hair up front, or in the back, we're gonna do up front. We're gonna take off a little bit of it. Cut ourselves off some. And the more you do it, where did I put my sister? There we go. The more you do it, the more you're gonna see exact how much you need. So you're not gonna be really having so much excess. For video sake and for you guys' sake, so you see what you're gonna do when you run into this issue, I left a little bit more on that one. So again, just about the shank, we're gonna do the same thing, wrap it in all the way in the back, pinch your thread, get her wrapped down all the way back, and then we're gonna go all the way forward to our head, right to the crease of it. Pull back, make sure everything's on top, make sure everything's situated perfectly. Boom, boom. We're sitting on top, we're looking good. Fold her down. This is also gonna give you some bulk to the fly too. Heads up on that. So you see I didn't go all the way to the front. I did, but I didn't. I left a little gap. You guys can see that little gap. That's where your thread will actually slide down in there. So what you want to do is back up, split it back open, and just wrap a little bit forward, further forward, and then bring it back. And that'll, boom. See that gap in between this head and this little bulge disappeared with 2 wraps. And so that will save you so much headache, it's not even funny. Wrap it on in. Now we're going to cock it sideways, do the legs, same thing we did with the back. I like to split my legs, y'all. I don't use one big string. I take one string, spin it in half, and I just take my scissors, go to the middle, boom, we got 2 spots. It doesn't have to be even. You're going to trim them anyways. They're not going to even be close to that length. So just kind of let it roll, let it ride, lay it on top. But you do want it to be even. You do want your legs to be even. So when I say even, I want them to be on the same plane, not some up, some down. I like them to be kind of flat and even. So what I'll do is I'll take them, just go ahead and get them in position before I start my wrap. And we're going over. Now we're going to flip over to the other side. To our other leg. Put that in. Twist her around. Get it all nice and even. And crank it down. Just like so. Boom. All right, now we're going to do our final wrap with our body, with our dubbing. We're going to pinch off about the same amount, not quite as much as we used on that last one, because you're not going the length past the head. You're just doing pretty much that thorax section, and you don't want to take it all the way up and have a bunch dragging off behind or off the front of the fly while you're trying to do your whip finish. So what I like to do, pull all these legs back except for the front 2. Wrap. Boom. Just like that. Now we're going to pull everything back, go to the front of the head, And this is where we do our whip finish. So you're pretty much done except for trimming at this point. You've tied the fly, you've wrapped the fly, you've got the body, you've got the legs, the head, the wing casing, etc. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and put this over the eye. 1, 2, 3. Pop it off. And do it one more time. Uno más. Uno más. Be careful because your thread will split. 1, 2, 3. Off and back. Boom. Pop it in. Take your razor blade. Some people trim with a scissors. I like to use a razor blade because you just got to touch it. Pull it tight and just touch. Now let's do some trimming. Trim, trimmity, trim, 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 true. So what we're going to do is pull everything up. Make sure you don't have your tail. Make sure you don't have your body, etc. Make sure you don't have any legs. None of the flashing. And I like to come, let's see here. Make sure the body's straight, not twist it all up like that. So bring all of our Neer hair up, bring it down, and one big cut. And then we trim up from here. So now I'm going to take a lot of that tail off. That is way too much tail. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this. I do not need that much. Boom. That's more like it. We'll trim up our flashing to match. Boom. And let's see here. Go ahead and get our head cut down just a hair. Trim off the corners. I like a round head on my chubby. Dad joke. And then you can leave the tail square if you want to. So now the legs. Let's trim the legs. Let's trim up our legs. Make sure everything looks nice. Real nice. It's nice. It is nice. So we're going to go here, here, trim here, and trim that. Come on. And give me that. There's one side. And let me get the other side. And you want to try to make them at least even. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but close. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So from here, you're pretty much finished with your chubby. Other than a few little trimming, trim off the top a little bit if you got some extra fibers that are sitting up high, or some of them are going off all crazy, whatnot. I like to trim those. I like to have a really thick wing casing. It's going to float really high. But that is a mixed dubbing purple Chubby Chernobyl mixed with tan and purple. It takes a lot of that bright purple off. I love the purple Chubby, but to me, a purple Chubby is just so bright. It's so flashy, and it's not as natural as one of these dimmed down a little bit with some brown dubbing. But this is my chubby. This is what I like to tie. This is what really productive for me. I think it'll be productive for you guys as well. I hope this video helped you guys. This is a grass owl hopper pattern that will work all over the place. If you live in the southeast and want to catch bluegill, here you go. Bass, here you go. If you're in North Georgia, fishing up in the Smokies, you can use this as a pointer fly, a hopper pattern. Same thing out west, man. This thing's going to be amazing for you. Definitely like and subscribe, guys. I'm going to be doing some more videos, a bunch of more videos. We got a really big hunting trip coming up in December. So you don't want to miss that. There's going to be some really cool duck hunting involved with that out west in the Rockies. So yeah, like, subscribe, guys, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Happy Saturday and enjoy your football.